Okay, I
Right.
just click live so you can see on Facebook whether you can share. We'll just stop for 1-2 minutes so I just chill
Yeah.
before I think you gotta go to my profile, either my profile or YouTube. You can see. You can share
Okay.
on your own. Are you able to see the post?
Yeah. Nope. Nope. Can't.
Hang on, let me see.
Hmm.
There's just a slide. Usually there'll be a slide. You refresh my camera.
Yeah. Now I saw you.
Oh, yep. Yeah, so you can share it. Okay, welcome guys. Welcome my friends to Tuesday evening. Tuesday evening is Facebook Live with the Happy Coach Yuantai, and today I have a very special guest with me, Jasper.
Hey.
Okay,
Hi.
round of
Hi.
applause.
Hi, everyone.
Jasper. Thank you, Jasper, for joining my show. Okay, so maybe you can start off with introducing yourself, what you do.
Hi. Okay. My name is Jasper. I'm actually from PropNext. So basically, many people call us a real estate agent. So technically, that's how we are recognized for. Father of two, age 5 and 9, both boys. So yeah, active age.
Right. Okay. So today we are here to talk about a topic that's very close to our heart. So Jasper, as you guys know, he's a real estate agent. So he sells homes for living. But today we are just here to talk about homes, as in what really matters to us, and that's where we feel happiest. Is that where you feel the happiest, Jasper?
Yeah. After a long day at work, where do you long to go? It's
Home.
definitely home, right? Yeah.
Okay, so Jasper, maybe you tell us how do you get into the real estate industry? Maybe just
To
give
be
us a
honest,
little bit of history.
yeah, sure. To be honest, right, I never expect myself to actually enter this industry because back then, while I was searching for my own place called home, right, I thought like everyone else, I should just get a HDB lah. It probably should not go wrong.
Yep.
So I didn't know what options I have. I just went into it blindly with no knowledge.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I would say the salesperson that I engaged back then, right, merely took my orders. Like the waiter, whereby whatever you want to buy, he'll bring you and go and buy that thing.
Okay.
But
So what happened after that?
it was a terrible mistake. I suffered 6-digit losses, and yeah, so I decided that I should pick up where I fall. If I cannot find anyone that I think I can entrust my decision with, right, then I think it's probably good that I will have to enter the industry to find a solution for myself. Yeah.
How many years ago was that?
I bought my own place in 2012, late
Yeah.
2012, early 2015, those stage, 2013, those stage. So I joined the industry in 2015, mainly of two reasons. First is that I noticed that my HDB is depreciating like no tomorrow. Then secondly, family. Yeah, because during back in my previous industry, right, I worked 16 hours a day. I had to witness my children's first step, first moment, right, via video call, and I think is very sad. Whereby as a father, other than bringing back bread on the table, right, there's no physical presence of me. And 2015, my younger son arrived, so I think I should not let things repeat itself again. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you can tell us a little bit more about what happened when you're in your previous work, and then what was the incident, or what was the turning point that made you realize that you need to relook at priorities?
back then, right, I remember that every night, right, I have to actually kiss my son goodnight via video call. Morning when I wake up, he's still sleeping. Nighttime when I'm home, he's always still sleeping. So I miss out many first moment. Whatever school activity, right, I'm never there physically for him. And 2015, right, was sunset of my previous industry. 50% pay cut, and that's not the worst. Retrenchment followed by a 50% pay cut. Yeah, it is really very demoralizing. Yeah.
So there wasn't any job security, and on top of that, you have to compromise on time spent with your family, particularly your first son.
Yes. So in
So how
2015, sorry. So when
how
my
did that make
second
you?
son, when my second son
Yes.
actually born in 2015, right? I was really struggling because I don't have much education. I don't really have much skill set as well. So I was performing high risk job in the first 10 years of my career. Yeah. Correct.
And so what made you decide that, okay, enough is enough? I need to really move on to something that would allow me to have my priorities.
I mean, coming from someone who grew up in an incomplete family, right? I guess we all don't want our children to actually go through the same path. So it's a struggle to move to a new industry whereby things are uncomfortable. The peers around, right, my fellow colleagues or competitor, which we will call them, they are usually more. They can speak better. They have better budget in terms of marketing. They are more knowledgeable, and I really felt so small when I'm beside them back then. Yeah, when I
Okay.
just joined the industry back in
Mm.
2015. But
So
after a
I
couple
imagine,
of
I imagine it must have been quite tough when you initially decided to take the leap to start out on a total new industry, and then to tough it out. So how do you manage to make it through in the first 1, 2 years, 2, 3 years? How do you manage to pull through? What kept you going?
to be honest, right, there were definitely many nights that looking at my child's face, right, and I know that I didn't have much result during my initial days. Nights where tears just have to roll down just because you know that you're not doing your best. You know that yeah, you are letting them down because they trusted you, but we are not doing well. So the first 2 years, I would say, was more of a part time. I have other business running. Of course, I have to keep the family expenses running, so I was into other business too. Then until 2017, yeah, that was when I had a change of environment. I joined my current company, PropNext, and over here I pick up all the knowledge that I wanted, and realizing the plans, the knowledge, yeah, how to plan well and execute things to ensure that sustainability and how we take things moving forward in a safe manner. So with that, right, I start to reignite my joy in doing what I'm doing. And other than helping myself, right, I help my clients with the same thing, with the same fundamental, the same theory, to make informed decisions. Yeah,
So how did that make you feel?
it was good. I mean, finally that I went into the industry with big dreams, but none of it was materialized in the first 2 years. So I think it was actually kind of sad lah. Yeah, but as a self-employed, right, I think we are in a very competitive and kind of lonely environment, because I mean your fellow colleagues, the next minute they are actually your fellow competitors. Yeah,
Yeah.
but over here in my current company, right, this journey is made less lonely, where people are just so much more willing to share and be there. Yeah, that's what really makes the difference.
Okay. It sounds like something quite similar to what I experienced. So those of you friends who have followed me for a while. So I just keep my long story short. So I moved out of a total different industry from a pharmaceutical practice about 3.5 years ago. And of course, like first 1-2 years, I also struggled, like Jasper. Jasper also struggled. I struggled in my journey because I was doing a totally different thing from pharmaceutical practice. I was doing digital marketing. So I was basically running campaigns and generating leads for people and just charging a retainer for that. So I was doing that. And I started with zero knowledge. Maybe not zero knowledge. I had some knowledge, but I started with zero network and zero credibility. Nobody know of it. Yeah. So I also struggled in the first 1 or 2 years. But what kept me going, right, like Jasper, like you have just said, right, is the people around me that gave me support. My wife, my family, my close friends, and then people whom I don't know also, they just come in and say, hey, maybe I can link you up with someone, or maybe I can share with you some knowledge. So this really made me feel, made me feel loved, made me feel happy. And then this is what made me realize that being happy is really about being helpful, helping other people. Yeah. And
It is.
yeah. And of course, at the end of the day, when I go back home and I see my loved ones, and then me being able to spend more time, because when I was working in the retail line, right, I was working retail hours, so it was very long hours. Yeah, and sometimes Saturday, Sunday, or public holiday also I have to work. Yeah, but that's just the life of retail, being in the retail. So right now I'm also self-employed, more flexibility, and what really matters, just like you, Jasper, is your home.
Yes.
It's my home. Coming back home and then being able to spend time with family. I think nothing really beats that, right, Jasper?
Yes. Definitely. Where you know that you have people there waiting for you, expecting your return, is priceless lah. If you ask me, yeah, it's priceless.
So Jasper, how's the last 2 or 3 years of being in the real estate been for you? What are some of the highlights and what are some of the challenges that you have encountered along the way?
I would say the last 2 to 3 years, right? Things have been very exciting, and I'm really blessed that a lot of my clients, right, they start referring their friends and even their own family members to be my client after working
Mhm.
experience together. So the moment that they started referring the family members, right, that actually signifies the trust that they actually place in me. So sometimes, right,
Mm.
they may not understand that why I will actually give them a different suggestion and different tips and go through all the effort, right? Even a photo taking for a property shoot, right, could take like 4 hours, 5 hours just to capture.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll do a lot of decluttering, rearranging, bringing props and all this just to deliver the best feeling. And end up, right, the property could be just sold in like 1, 2, 3 viewing. So sometimes initially they may not understand that why I gave a different proposal, but the moment that after they see the photos being done, right, as well as all the virtual tour set up, right, they begin to understand that why it's so important to deliver a pleasant experience. Because today, right, we are not selling a property, we are selling a home, a place where people
Mm.
want to belong and come back to after a long day at work.
Mm.
So if they
Mm.
cannot
Yes.
fall in love with your property, they cannot visualize it to be at their home, and there's no way that anyone will want to buy.
Mm. Yeah, that's
So
true. That's true.
yeah, and in every property that I sell, right, this is the basic fundamental, uh, the basic guideline that I will do for every property, unless
Mm.
sometimes the client really insists that it's okay lah, no need lah, no, it's too troublesome, so forth and so on. Yeah.
Jasper, I ask you, so when someone looks for a property, what actually are they buying?
Most of the time, right? I mean, we are all visual animal, we are kind of emotional. Just like when you're at a hawker center, you see a long queue, the first thought is that wow, the food is good. So
Mm.
you know, right? I mean, every day this we are all online, and everybody is on social media. Everybody's on their mobile, and
Yeah.
you know, even on Facebook, right? Every video, every ad, the lifespan, right, is only like half a scroll away. So if
Mm-hmm.
whatever images or messages doesn't captures people's attention, right? I think coming from a marketer point of view, you definitely resonate with where I'm coming from. If
Yeah.
if it doesn't
Scroll
capture
away.
attention, right, scroll away. And you may have the best home, best price, whatever best there is, right? People are just not going to be bothered.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's
So
true.
there could be many different things that we want to bring them through while they are visiting
Mm.
the home. But most importantly, right, is a pleasant user experience, just like Hai Di Lao.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they are
Mm.
literally selling steamboat? Or, you know, they are selling you steamboat, but they feed you food? So are they selling steamboat or the pleasant user experience?
Yeah, the thing about Hai Di Lao is not exactly cheap. But the
Exactly.
thing is that people keep going back. Yeah. So there's a secret sauce.
It's the user experience that, you know, people know that what they are going to expect when they are going to be there. And this is the
Mm.
exact kind of same user experience that we wanted to deliver and let people
Mm-hmm.
fall in love with your property so that people can visualize that this is their next home. You know,
Mm.
people these days, like even for myself, right? I'm not an ID, I'm not an architect, I'm not an engineer. I can't visualize. I'm never an artist as well.
Mm.
But sometimes, right, we just have to bring them through the process of imagination, even setting the
Mm-hmm.
ambience right with the right lightings, the right temperature, the right
Mm-hmm.
atmosphere. Yeah, it all plays a small part here and there.
Okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah.
what was the most memorable uh, property or experience that you ever had in your 5 years of expertise and experience in the real estate industry?
I remember, right, I was selling this home in Ang Mo Kio. So
Mm.
it was quite an old HDB flat and it's on level 2. So, you know, right,
Mhm.
in the older estates, right, some of them, to access to the car park, you may have to climb up a flight of staircase.
Yeah, correct, correct. They
So
are
when you,
old style.
yes,
Mm.
it is old style. And
Lao.
the best thing is, right, the rubbish chute was just behind the house. Being elevated is right at level 2.
Oh,
On a
okay, okay.
on a Sunday afternoon, I was actually conducting a viewing for my clients. The rubbish chute, the rubbish chute arrived. The
The rubbish
smell
dump truck.
filled the house. Yes, yeah, the dump truck, not the rubbish chute. Oops, sorry. The dump truck came and the smell filled the entire house. And I look at the expression of the prospect. They are speechless. I was equally speechless. Yeah,
Couldn't
it
have
was
asked
one
for a better timing.
exactly, and Sunday. So yeah, that was one of the most memorable property that I was ever sold in the last 5 years. Yeah,
That perfect didn't buy lah, I suppose.
definitely. He wanted to buy this actually for the mom, but I guess we don't want to put our parents in in the environment
Yeah.
which we think we are not very exactly pleased with also.
Mm, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. So after that, how do you remedy? You find out what time the dump truck will come, then you
We
cancel.
we try to avoid the not so pleasant timing. Of course, end of the day, we are not there to hide or conceal anything, but we
Mm,
just want to deliver the best pleasant user experience. Because
yeah.
I believe that every home will find its owner. There will be people that doesn't mind um, certain component, the unpleasantness, if the trade-off is, let's say, a more value for dollar deal.
Mm, mm,
If
mm,
we are meeting someone that, you know, they have a more of a budget constraint, if this is the only thing that best fit them, right? Yeah, invest with them.
That's
Yeah.
true. So every person has different things that they look out for in a home,
Yes.
and every home has their ideal owner, and every owner has their ideal home.
Yes. Definitely.
So you're like a matchmaker of sorts, lah.
Yes. I would say, right, buying and selling a property is more of a byproduct of what I literally do. But what I really, I would say, is more focused in, right, is actually on the planning portion, whereby how I have to make myself make the best out of my situation with my limited resources. Because, my first HDB, it has such kind of losses around there, right? It's quite challenging and hard to actually move on with life. But everyone has a unique situation, and I guess that we can probably make the best out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agree. So can you share more about your planning process? What is it that you actually take your clients through? What is it about the planning process?
So most of the time, right, I will really need to understand deep into their financials number, because
Yep.
buying a property is a very big ticket item.
It is.
For
It
me,
is the biggest ticket
because
item.
correct.
Yes. Yes.
So people may talk about, the best time to buy is during recession. Prices is at its rock. We should buy while we still can. But end of the day, right? I mean, what's the best timing? Is it the market timing or our timing? If today, right, you saw that a property may have a fire sale, out of 2 million, now they are calling for 1.4 million. It sounds like a very, very attractive buy. But what if you know that you are going to get retrenched next month? You know that there's no job stability. Will that deal still be attractive despite 600,000 below valuation?
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
all about sustainability lah, which is my core belief. So I will try to my best to put myself in their situation, because most of my clientele base, right, they are usually between the age of 30 to 45.
Okay.
Parents,
That's the
yeah,
age.
they are usually parents with young children.
Okay.
So after going through what I did on myself, right, I find it much easier to actually put myself in their position and to think from the perspective point of view. So I
Okay.
guess that's one advantage that I actually have with my past experience, the negative past experience that I went through. Yeah.
What have you gotten out of that negative past experience? I see that you have gotten a lot. Actually, you have gotten quite a bit of good out of it.
I would say yes, because right, even though my first HDB, I had that kind of losses, right, but without that experience, right, it will never propel me to do what I'm doing today. So when a client actually engage me to be part of their journey, right, what I literally shares with them is my life journey plan, where I actually share with them things beyond property. I always share with them this food called a pie, PIE. Is a pie. So of course, P naturally will stands for property, which I'm actually representing myself.
Okay.
And the other next two component, right? I mean, just a disclaimer, I don't represent any other industry, but I will share with you some of the best deals around, so that you don't have to buy the wrong products or unnecessary product and waste all your hard-earned money. I naturally stand for insurance. Just like Yuantai, when you got your property recently, right? Did you purchase any mortgage insurance?
Yeah, I got.
It's very common. But I mean, in the market, right, is there any product, right, which has a better coverage, as well as a much more economical price tag that is reserved specially for Singaporeans? There are actually such products around. And because of the conflict of interest, right, most, I would say, most people in the financial industry, right, they may not actually recommend you that, because they are actually not representing those products and they are not selling those products. But it is actually an entitlement that every Singaporean is entitled to buy from, which I'll put it on a different topic altogether on another day. But after we have, a property over our head, we have the insurance coverage. So naturally, what we have is asset. Just as I mentioned, right, my boys are 5 and 9. So also a young parent myself. Naturally, E stands for estate planning. What if tomorrow I am gone? Who's going to manage everything? Is there anyone reliable that I can trust on to after deducting all the maybe liability, like let's say, the mortgage loan, deducting, even our income tax and MediSave? Yeah, I mean, just for your info is that, the moment if we are gone, right, we pass on, we still have to pay income tax and MediSave. It's a liability.
Okay.
So naturally, after deducting all the necessary expenses, right, do we still have anything left? That is what we call an asset. And if we didn't actually do it right, at that point in time, we are already gone. There's literally nothing that we can do. And what's going to happen?
That's true.
What's going to happen to our loved ones? If they are young, if, for example, myself, right, I'm actually the main breadwinner of the family. So if tomorrow I'm gone, who's going to be there for the children? They're only 5 and 9. So of course, I'm not a professional that can give the most professional advice in this, but I can share with them, right, based on my own experience and how I do all this plan on myself to give them some head start to start thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's something that a lot of people we don't often think about because like nobody want to talk about when you die. But actually, it's the most important thing to talk about. Yeah, when you're around, you need to talk about this.
And reality is that, right, we all probably have, an insurance agent friend, a real estate agent friend. How many of us have an estate planner friend? That's another question we should start thinking about.
Yeah, that's another question.
So naturally, right, we will never be as well informed in this because we don't have anyone to talk to. Yeah, and when we think about a will, right, naturally we talk about going to a lawyer instead of an estate planner. But there are definitely differences because, one focus on such plannings beyond life. The other, probably, a lawyer, probably they are more focused on whatever the law is.
The legal side.
Correct. So they have their own specialty.
Okay. So I see that based on your sharing, based on your experience, I think what all these things that you are building around is really building around your home, which is your family, your priority.
Yes.
Yeah, I think you just I think your priorities are absolutely spot on.
And they are my pride and my joy, my elder and my younger son. Yeah.
But was it a very hard lesson that you had to learn to get to where you are today, cover all these aspects?
I would say yes. I actually went through a painful property journey. I too went through a painful insurance journey. So, but I mean, looking things moving forward, I would say that I'm actually very blessed because with all the bad experience I went through, right, I get to know more people around because in my line of work, I meet people every day. And I'm blessed to meet the good people these days. So these are the people who actually impart me all this knowledge that I'm sharing with you right now.
I think because you are a generous person. So in case you guys don't know, I met Jasper. I think got 2 years, almost 3 years, 2 years plus back already when at a workshop. We attended the same workshop. So I met Jasper, and what really attracted me about Jasper is that he's very friendly and he's very honest and he's very down to earth. Yeah, he just say that. Yeah, I think the first day or second day of workshop, you already shared that you went through the painful lesson. Yeah, I think you were very open sharing. which was what struck me about you, that you are very down to earth. Yeah. So I think you attracted people like you to you. Law of attraction.
I mean, I always tell them that, since what has happened to me has happened, it's better that you learn and pick up tips from my life story rather that one day your friends pick up tips from my life story. It's very painful.
Mm,
And
yeah.
back then, right, I mean, with what I went through, it's not because I don't have options, but because no one shared my options with me. And I
Mm,
couldn't make any informed decisions.
mm, mm,
That's what is even worse. But I'm also
mhm,
blessed that with all these incidents that I had to go through, right, it helps to propels me and mold me into my core belief
mm,
today.
mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what are your core beliefs today?
Everyone should know everyone should know how to make an informed decisions. And you see, right,
Mm,
this is what I always tell and I share with people around. Why I want to
mm,
help people to make decisions, right, that one day your children will be proud of. Every time we
mm.
share, we have friends saying, if last time my akong buy here, today I host already. Sounds familiar to you?
Yes, very familiar.
Yeah. But what if, right, today I can make an informed decision and one day my sons will be saying that, thank you for what you have done. Thank you for what you have planned. And imagine with that, right, if they benefit from it, they're more likely to actually replicate the same planning formula for the next generation.
Mhm,
And I really hope
mhm,
that with what I plan for the family, right, I'm able to change my future generation well-being. And they don't have to go through what I go through.
mm.
That has always
Yeah.
been my core message.
Mm, mm.
Yeah.
So moving forward, how are you going to reach out to more people with this particular message that I feel is so important?
I actually does a lot of social media marketing, but my main bulk of my business, right, actually comes in from referral, from my past
Mm,
client, from my friends. Yeah. After working together, they probably get to better understand that okay, what Jasper really do, and
mhm.
once trust is built, uh, their family members, the friends, they will start coming in. Yeah.
So
So
my audience, if they want to connect with you, how can they reach out to you?
yeah, you can add me on my Facebook, which is Jasper Life.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Jasper Life. So just
yeah,
type in JASPRLIV.
LEI,
LIV. LEI.
L, yeah,
Jasper Life. Right,
yeah.
right. Okay, maybe I just pause a while, just acknowledge some people who have dropped by. Sylvester, Emily, my own dad. My dad is around. Sarah, my brother as well. Ing, Kyok Wee, Merlin, and Abundance Coach Eugene Xia. Thanks, guys. Thanks for dropping by. Okay, right. Let's continue. So, how will the next 2 or 3 years be looking like for you?
I would say that I'm actually very, very excited right now. That I hope to own my second property ASAP because I think
Okay.
timing is pretty much right. Just that my
Mm,
personal timing may not be that right because after my first incident with HDB, right, I actually moved on to an investment property, and I
okay.
hope to get something that I can own and stay in it myself together with my
Mm.
family to
Mm-hmm.
really have a place that we can come home and rejoice in.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So that's what you're looking for right now, lah.
Yes.
So hopefully by when you be able to secure this property, this dream
I
home.
give myself another 3 years thereabout.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I would just want to make it happen and attract the law of attraction to Sing Sing.
I'm very sure you get there, bro. I'm very sure you get there.
Thank you.
How has family shaped the way you conduct your business?
Because every time, right, I believe that when someone commits to a property, right, they usually based on, whether can I afford it right now,
Yes,
how
that's
much
what they
loan I
do.
can. It's very common, based on
Mm,
just numbers, based on emotions. I like this place. It best works for me. Within my budget, the number is right, I will just make my buy. But what if your stage in life change in the next 5 years? Children's education. There could be many different things changing. How could we take towards a more comprehensive and holistic approach so that you can be better informed and sure, right? If you were to make any switch or any changes, you are able to move on safely.
Okay. So what you're saying is that most people, they don't give themselves some buffer or enough buffer for changes to happen.
Because most of the time, right, coming from a first-time home seeker, just like myself back then, we probably don't have the right knowledge, and we may not meet anyone that who really give us earnest advice. Because some of us, I mean, of course, in the industry, there's 30,000 of us. Definitely, there will be some of those who are there for a quick deal. And of course, there are some of them who are there to build a relationship, an everlasting relationship.
Yep.
So it depends on who we met. And back then, definitely, I probably didn't meet the best one. So, yeah. So I just really hope that, every time I want to commit to such a big ticket purchase, right, it's very important to, other than look at the financials and sustainability, right, what is the next stage in life that we want to achieve? And how can this property be a stepping stone to help us reach towards that?
I think that's something that people often don't consider. Yeah.
True.
So you do this as part of your planning process to you ask them what's your next stepping stone.
Correct. So of course, we'll have a lot of interactions, going really in depth into whether do they even have further family planning, what do they want to achieve out of retirement, talking about the entire lifeline, probably until the age of 85, because that's the average mortality rate.
Yep.
If we have a plan, as the backbone of the entire proposal, it's much easier for me to actually look into their number and give various options to help them achieve towards what they want to achieve. Because everyone has different needs and want and different situation.
Yeah, that's true. So your planning is actually very customized to that person's goals, and then what you are saying is that you actually look at what they prioritize, and then you adjust your plans accordingly.
Yep. Correct.
Yeah, because I think a lot of people, they just go with the flow, so they just think that maybe like now the trend is to go for like private or like condos and all that, go for condos. So I think going the trend is not really what you want to do, right? If you are really looking at your plans.
Because one man's meat is another man's poison.
Yeah,
if it works for you, right, it may not work for me. Because when I look at some of my clients, right, of course, not every client is suitable to do an upgrading. Some may actually be more suitable to do a downgrading.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a client that I work with, right, they actually have 4 children. So I actually shifted them from a 5-year-old 4-room flat just across the street. The new house can actually see their old house. That's how close it is. They actually cash out, and I would say downgrade a little bit to a little bit older HDB, but with a bigger size. And they still have some money for renovation and some money left over as emergency fund.
Okay.
That
so
is
you
why
actually
not everyone is actually suitable to do a HDB to private or private to private, because depending on what you want to achieve. If today, this client of mine, they have 4 children, I think space is probably the biggest priority that we are going to be looking at. rather than,
Yeah.
you know, what profit or how attractive anything can be.
Yeah, I think one of the common misconception also is that everything should be based on profit.
But today we are buying into a place called home. Unless you are very
Yes,
clear that this is an investment property,
yes,
then it's a total
absolutely.
different ballgame.
Yeah, so those for you who are tuning in, my friends, and if you want a real estate agent who really knows his priorities, Jasper is the guy you look for.
Thank you.
Get in touch with him. Yeah, he really knows his priorities and absolutely similar values that I identify and resonate with me. Yeah. So if you really want to talk to someone, Jasper is the guy. He's not the one that's going to like just push you profit and everything. No, he's not. But he's the one that will really set you right, craft out a plan that really goes according to your priorities and your needs. Yeah, not just looking at numbers. I think numbers and profitability sometimes is just overhyped. Honestly, I think.
Yes. Because, I mean, yes, we know that properties does appreciate over the time, but
Mm.
are we able to hold it until then? What if
Yeah.
before the profiteering portion arrive, right, my stage in life change? I may have a
Mm.
pair of twins. Now my financial may be different because looking
Mm.
at, you know, when my elder son was born, right, a tin of 1.6 kg milk powder was about $60. 4 years
Mm.
later, when my younger son is born, it's $82. It's like 20% inflation.
Yeah, inflation. They say
Yeah,
inflation only 2%, but milk powder different.
it's a
Got milk
different
powder,
story.
got milk powder economy.
Yeah, it's a compulsory item, essential. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, you're really speaking about experience. Must listen. Just per se.
There are more economical milk powders around. Of course, legit one are not to worry. Actually, right, Chinese medicine shop, right, they does carry a range of milk powder. Yeah, some of them are actually on an online platform where they actually do a free delivery. Every time you pay $10, and it's going to be significant if you have a pair of twins. They deliver diapers too.
Two diapers.
Yeah,
Twice the everything. Two times on
yes,
everything.
correct.
So Jasper, any final words, any final advice to those who are sitting on the fence, thinking of whether they should get property or upgrade or whatever at this period of time?
I would
What's your
always,
words today?
I always believe that we should always leave it to the professionals. Always talk to your friend. Um,
Yeah.
get a professional advice if your friend in this industry. If you have any
Mm.
doubt, it's always good to consult a second opinion whenever
Mm.
possible. Most important,
Mm.
right? Whatever proposal was given to you, you must be comfortable and it must
Mm.
align with what you want to achieve. We should
Yeah.
never deviate from
Mm.
what we want to provide for the family for. If today
Mm.
the concern is on space planning, you want a large space like what one of my clients had concern is about, then we should not be too overwhelmed by all this profit thing because what works for me may not works for you. But of
Correct.
course,
Agree.
if you need a second or third opinion, I'll be happy to actually talk to you. Just add me in Facebook, drop me a PM, and I'll be happy to sit down with you 30, 45 minutes for coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, please add Jasper. If you are watching it and you're thinking going through having some thoughts going through your mind and you need somebody to talk to, Jasper is the guy. Yeah, just add him. He's absolutely friendly and he's my go-to for not now for my purchase because my wife is another agent already, but I'll definitely look to you if you got more of my friends right have something Yeah, recently I just referred someone, stranger I met online. I referred to him.
We spoke for 1 hour the other day.
Yeah, Jasper is just, bro. Yeah, you're just so generous and so kind. Yeah, really, really, it's my blessing. Yeah, to know you. Really my blessing.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jasper, for coming on to this show. Okay, guys, if you have tuned in, thank you for your time. It's 9:45, so I usually start on the dot and end on the dot. So if you want to connect to Jasper, just add him on Facebook, Jasper Lay. Lay, right? It's pronounced Lay.
Yes,
Like or
correct.
Lie or Lay.
I pronounce as lie.
Like Jasper Lai, by spell as
Yeah.
Lei, Jasper Lai. So add him and talk to him. He's really absolutely generous, absolutely has the home at heart.
Thank you.
He'll customize a plan according to your needs, not according to everyone else's needs, but your needs. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you. And have a great week ahead. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye everyone. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
Bye.